welcome back to my channel. Today we are again back with another video series, that is cell division and cell cycle. Before beginning what is cell division, what is cell cycle, you must know what is cell. Cell is the functional part of our body. Each and everything which we are composed is made up of cell. That is the smallest part of our body is known as cell. Why this cell division comes about? Because if to repair something or to form new cells, cell division or cell cycle is very essential in our body. So what is cell division? Cell division is the division of the cell so that new cells will form. And if you know that in case of normal cells, as we see, the cell division takes place in a limited manner. But in cancerous cells, the cell division takes place in the enormous one, means without any stop. Okay? So this is the difference between cell division, that is normal cell, and cell cycle. Then if the cycle, why it is called a cycle? Because it occurs in a cyclic manner. You will know further when I will teach what is cell cycle and why it is needed. For first reason, why cell cycle is needed or cell division is needed, the major reason is growth. For growth of organism, this cell division or cell cycle is needed. Second, what is the important reason? That is reproduction. Reproduction is the major reason for the cell division or cell cycle. And third and the most important, which occurs each and every time in our body, is tissue repair. Obviously we get injured, or if certain part of our body cells get damaged, then tissue repairs is necessary. That is, third reason is the tissue repair. These are the major reasons why the cell cycle occurs. We now know what is cell cycle, what is cell, and why it is needed. Okay, and it is also essential to know what will happen if cell cycle does not occur. We know why cell cycle is needed: growth, reproduction, and tissue repair. Then what will happen if the cell cycle does not occur? Obvious reason, that is no cell division will occur. Second, no tissue repair, no growth, and no reproduction. Simple thing. And also the immunity of the organism will decrease. Then if we discuss about what are the stages of cell cycle, as I have mentioned you, that is what is cell cycle, then why it is called cycle, let me explain. If you understand a simple thing, the first stage is the interphase. First stage of the cell cycle is the interphase. Okay, this interphase is again divided into smaller stages, that is G0 stage, G1 stage, S phase, and G2 phase. These are the stages of the interphase. Then the cell will undergo into the mitosis or meiosis stage. That is, this interphase is the very crucial or important stage of the cell cycle. That means what you can say, first the G0, then G1, then S, then G2, then M, again it will occur G0. This occurs in a very cyclic manner. That's why it is called cell cycle. That is, it's going on and on in our body. Okay, it is continuously going on and on in our body. It is not stopping. That is called as the cell cycle or the G0 phase. Then if you see, then what happens in the G0 phase? The G0 phase is also known as the quiescent stage, or you can say resting stage. That is, during this stage, no cell division occurs, nothing occurs. Only the cell remains in a pause stage, or you can say that is in this stage the cell will not divide. This is very, very important. Remember this, during the G0 stage the cell do not divide. Okay, it will not divide at all. It will remain in a pause. And certain cells are there in our body which remain in the G0 cells throughout the life cycle. What type of cells they are? Example is the nerve cells, skeletal cells. These are all the cells which remain in the G0 stage throughout their life. Okay, this is the example, or you can say about the G0 stage. Okay. Next, moving to the stage, first stage, G0 stage. This much is enough. Now we will discuss about G1 stage. Okay, we will discuss about G1 stage. What is G1 stage? G1 phase, or to be very precise to say, it is called growth phase 1. What is growth phase 1? See, our major motto is what? That the cell to divide. So before the cell to divide, there must be certain preparation is to be made, as you cooking food. For preparation of food, you need some ingredients, yes or no? In the same way, for the cell to enter into the mitosis or to the meiosis stage, the cell must need to prepare itself. What are the preparation? First of all, it is needed that it should be growth in size. Obviously, if it will grow in size, then only it can divide. So for that, before that, and second most important thing is that synthesis of DNA is also required. Why? Because the parent DNA should transfer into the daughter cells. For that, DNA replication must occur. So all this criteria is needed to be kept in mind before entering into the mitosis. So during the first phase, that is the growth phase 1, what all it is needed for the synthesis of DNA, that all preparation will be taking place in the growth phase 1. Because S phase is the synthesis phase where the DNA replication occurs. This is the main step. So before the DNA synthesis, as I have showed you the cycle, first G0, then G1, then S, then G2, and then is the M phase. So first of all, whatever synthesis process or the synthesis of DNA, whatever things are required, that will occur in the G1 phase. So what are all the things? First is the growth. Obviously, that is growth of cell. Growth of cell will occur. Okay. Then what will happen? Next phase. And one more important thing is that it is the longest phase. This point is very important. Longest phase of interphase. This is very important point. In the last I will discuss what are all the time period required for each cell period, but it is the longest step for the interphase. What happened? First of all, growth of the cell, that is cellular growth of the cell. Second, what will happen? That is the growth of the cellular growth, and protein synthesis takes place. Very essential. That is protein synthesis will occur. Okay, protein synthesis will occur in this stage. Okay, and here there is no duplication of DNA, only the growth of cells and protein synthesis occur, and the number of DNA in this stage is 1 only, because here no DNA replication have occurred. DNA replication will occur in the S phase. Okay, and this is all about the first phase, that is the G1 phase. Next, moving to the S phase. moving to the S phase. Moving to the S phase. As this phase is known as the synthesis phase, and during this phase the DNA replication will occur. During this phase what will happen? DNA replication will occur. Okay, and here all the raw materials which were prepared during the G1 phase will be utilized in this phase for the DNA replication. Okay, and during DNA replication what will happen? The parent genetic material will be copied. Okay, will be copied and DNA synthesis will occur. Okay, and here the amount of DNA is doubled. Why? Because here during this stage the DNA replication have occurred. So the amount of DNA is doubled, and but remember one thing, during the G1 phase also chromosome number will remain same, as well as during S phase also chromosome number will remain same. Why I am focusing on this word? Because till now the chromosome have not divided. We have not entered the division phase. So you can remember in one way that during all the stages of interphase, the chromosome number will remain the same. Nothing will happen to the chromosome number. As it is, it will happen. But during the division time, it will be reduced. We will be discussing in the next video. But today we will be focusing upon only the interphases stages. Okay. And one more thing, that is this all the stages of the interphase. Okay, all the stages of interphase, that is G0, G1, S phase, G2. In all the stages, the chromosome remain in the uncondensed form. Uncondensed form means it can't be clearly visible. Okay, it can't be clearly visible. That is condensed and condensed. This is the difference. Uncondensed state during all the stages of the interphase. What is uncondensed? Means the chromosome number will be, that is the chromosome size will be very huge. As a result, we can't see under the microscope. When does the chromosome number will be visible? During the mitosis phase. That is when the chromosome will condensed. Okay, that time you can see the chromosome clearly. Okay, this is all about the S phase. Next, coming to the G2 phase. Okay, next coming to the G2 phase. G2 phase is known as the gap 2 phase or growth 2 phase. Okay, second gap phase or growth 2 phase. Here, what all materials will be required for the process of mitosis, that will be prepared during this phase. In the growth 1 phase, what all stages was required for the DNA replication, that was happening. But during this phase, all the things that is required for the mitosis, all that material will be formed. That is what one important thing is the tubulin protein. Tubulin protein will be formed during this. What is tubulin protein? This is a protein which joins the two spindle fibers. What is the role of spindle fiber? We will discussing when we discuss about the mitosis. But now remember that tubulin protein will be formed and the reorganization will occur. That is reorganization of the contents. Whatever the contents will be present, that will be reorganized, and it will make ensure during this stage G2 phase there will be a checkpoint. Checkpoint we will also discuss. It will make sure that all these things are intact or not. That is DNA copy is properly formed or not, number of DNA is formed or not, the cell size is proper enough for the division or not. All that things it will discuss or it will check during this time. Because after this stage the cell will enter into mitosis. Once it enter into mitosis, if the copy of number of DNA is properly not formed, if mitotic spindle fiber is not formed, then it can't help anything. Defective DNA or cell will be formed. So all the preparation, you can say ingredients preparation for cooking occur during the interphase. As for cooking, you collect all the ingredients, then only you can cook. You collect all vegetables, all the spices, everything you collected, then you prepare your food. Same way for the mitosis or for the meiosis process, this interphase is the parentary phase, or you can say it is the cook. All the sum, it will collect all the ingredients, and then the process of cell division will come. So in this video today we have discussed about the introductory part. What have we discussed? We have discussed what is cell, what is cell cycle, what are the stages of cell cycle we have discussed. And one more important thing which I have left out during this interface is the time period. Okay, that is the time period in which they occur. Okay, as I have discussed, first is the G1, S, G2 and M phase is the mitotic phase. First we will discuss about the time period, that is how much time each duration time. As I have told you, the G1 is the longest phase, so it takes 11 hours to complete its life cycle. What hour? 11 hours. 8 hours it takes to complete. Then G2 phase 4 hours. And last M phase is the 1 hour, which we will be discussing this M phase in the next video. But this video is the important step so that we can discuss about the mitosis in the next video. Hope this video was really helpful to you, and if you have any doubt regarding this video, you can ask in the comment section. And also to watch my previous video, I have made video regarding hormones, then vitamins, all different physiologies, molecular biology, genetics, every part of the video you can find in my YouTube channel. Do subscribe if you are new to my channel, and don't forget to share and like my channel. Thank you and have a very nice day. See you in the next video.